And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Phoenix International Raceway as we get ready for race number 2 of Season 6 of the Snickers Cup Series. This could be the final race that will come out until we begin NNSCRA Gaming Week, which will take place from the 26th to the 30th, when no NNSCRA races will come out. It'll be all just gaming videos next week. But wanted to get this race out at least before that, so that way you guys have something NR 2003-ish to watch. We are getting ready today, as I said, for our Phoenix race, which is being sponsored by Subway Fresh Fit 500. And another thing I want to say before I get into this is you may have actually noticed that this is a slightly different starting intro than what we had for the Daytona 500. That's because a lot of people said they could not watch my races on mobile devices. Well, alright, I accept that, and I changed my music so that way you can. But, well, I guess enough of that subject. But anyway, we're getting ready for today's race, and some drivers are coming in with different agendas than others. Some drivers are coming in trying to continue up the momentum of good finishes they had last week at the Daytona 500. Others, though, did not do well last week, and they are trying to use this racetrack, this opportunity, to bounce back. The front row is a prime example of the second agenda. Michael Norman and Dylan Poteet ended up finishing 37th and 36th in the Great American Race, respectively. Both those drivers starting on the front row. Obviously, they are looking for good runs here today to put themselves back up through the points, because, quite honestly, early on in the season, if you can get good finishes, you can move yourself up to the top of the point standings a lot quicker than after you've gone back into, like, midway through the season. Midway through the season, you're able to pick up maybe about 4 or 5 positions, whereas here, at the beginning of the season, you could pick up as much as 10, 12 spots in the standings. On the inside of row number 2 is going to be Sean Henley in the Viagra Chevrolet. Henley also didn't have that great a run last week at Daytona, ended up finishing 29th, so he'll probably be on the same agenda as both Norman and Poteet. Charles Jackson, on the other hand, rolling off from 4th, he ended up finishing a top 10 in 10th place last week, and he is going to try and see if maybe today, if he could get the win, he could become the new points leader. Speaking of points leader, the points leader coming into today's race for the first time ever in NNSCRA history, the Daytona 500 winner, is not scheduled to run here in the following race in Phoenix. Barney Ward ended up winning the Daytona 500. It was his final NNSCRA start. He has now left the NNSCRA, and Barney Ward, coming in as the points leader, will definitely not be the points leader leaving today. So who will take his place could possibly be the guy that rolling off in the 5th position. Dylan Young ended up finishing runner-up to Barney Ward in the Daytona 500. He's got himself a good qualifying spot, may be able to go for his second straight top 10 in a row, or maybe pick up a victory here today and have his average finish be 1.5. Getting ready to get these cars running anyway, but they got 40 laps of racing here today. We had ourselves great truck and mobile Cup Series races. We're going to have to see what kind of a show these Snickers Cup Series guys are going to put on for us. As they will roll off, we will show you the starting lineup for today's race here in the Subway Fresh Fit 500 at Phoenix International Raceway, or as we commonly call it, Twinex. Laps await us. 10 more than our Mobile Cup Series event was, and I'm certain these guys are going to have to work on fuel strategy with that extra 10 laps put on the board. So that's going to throw yet another monkey wrench into this race here, but we're going to have to see just exactly what's going to go down as the pace car peels off. Michael Norman, Dylan Pote, Sean Henley, Charles Jackson, Dylan Young. That's the top 5 as the green flag is out. We are underway in the Subway Fresh Fit 500. Already Dylan Young going to make a move straight behind. That's for 3rd place, putting Sean Henley in the middle. Charles Jackson on the high side. Man, that is close. I don't know how they're keeping it together. Looks like Dylan Young may be allowed to throttle here. Well, maybe not. As Michael Norman will clear Dylan Pote and take the top spot. Pote. Oh, he scrapes the wall off that corner. Oh, makes contact with Dylan Young. Did he save it? Oh, whoa. No, he didn't. Oh, they're wrecking back there. And Pote was involved in it. Oh my goodness, he's holding everybody up. Look out. Oh, and he's smoking. Dylan Pote. He's got nailed by somebody because that car is smoking now. The outside pole sitter. James Silverfox just getting around him. Looks like John Citadino just made a pass there. And Pote has finally gotten his car down to the inside of the track on the apron. Oh man, what a tough way to start this race for the driver from Twinex Racing. And we told you before this race started that Pote ended up finishing 36th last week at Daytona. And that was a DNF. It looks like he may end up being 2 for 2 in DNFs in the first 2 races of the season. Here he comes down pit road. Usually, very rarely, drivers return to the racetrack after they have ended up getting involved in something that have black smoke erupting from the back of their machines. It's on extremely rare occasions, and Pote going all the way down pit road to that second pit stall, which he got with his outside of the front row qualifying run, and oh wow, looks like it's going to be for naught. Dylan Pote looks like he will be the first retiree from today's race. What a tough break that is. We know that Michael Norman's the leader right now under caution, so back and see what happened to Dylan Pote coming off of turn number 4. Well, here it is coming off of 4. I saw Pote go up and get the wall. I thought he made contact with Dylan Young but saved it. Apparently that's not the case, and we're going to find out just exactly what happened here. There he is, getting the wall off of 4. We've seen that all week long, and he comes down, makes contact with Dylan Young, but oh, and then he goes up. I don't know if he didn't get a little bit of help there from Dougie Shears in the 17. He might have gotten him in the left rear a little. Turned him up right in front of his teammate, Sean Henley, who I believe, yes he did, he flipped the 78 over onto its roof. Wow, we start our Phoenix race here in the Snickers Cup Series with a flip. It's the guy who started this race in second, and you think about it, think of all the cars that were back there, and look at them all trying to whoa up. There's Adam Chambers back there in the 29, going to try to get to the inside. Trent Dunham's already gotten by there in the Juicy Fruit Sega Chevy. Chambers might have gotten a little piece of it, I don't know. It was awfully close there. Hayden Klein, he just barely squeaks through, and all these guys did a whale of a job to whoa up in time and not be backing into each other all the way down the front straightaway. That was a great piece of driving by everybody. But Dylan Pote, what a heartbreak that is for that 78 team. Doesn't even really get to show us what kind of a car he had after he gets the wall. Gets flipped over by his teammate Sean Henley, and he is our first caution and our first retiree from today's race. Getting ready to go back to Green Flag Racing. Take a look there. Dylan Pote, as I thought, was the only retiree from that incident. Everybody else doing a terrific job getting through that incident. Michael Norman's going to be the leader as we head back to the restart on lap 7 of 40. Dylan Young lines up second. Dougie Shears third. John Radigan currently is fourth. And Jeffrey Buckeye completes the top 5. Then Sean Henley in 6th. 7th is Madison Sieber. 8th place Richard Johnson. 9th place Charles Jackson. And Adam Chambers completes the top 10. Hayden Klein's 11th, Trent Dunham 12th, Sean Galligan 13th, Alan Tanker runs 14th, 15th is Nick Eggleston, then Stephen Pollard 3rd, 16th, 17th Rob Mason, 18th is John Citadino, 19th is James Silverfox, and Drew Austin 3rd in points. He completes the top 20. Let's head back up to the leader, Michael Norman. Now, Michael did have a terrible Daytona 500, however his speed weeks wasn't so bad. He ran fairly well in the Sprint Unlimited, and he also ended up winning his Gatorade Duel, which made him start in row number 2 for the Daytona 500. So we've seen that this car can do a lot. Just didn't have the luck he needed in the Great American race, and he's leading here today. The green flag is back out, but for how long? Here comes Dylan Young. Big run to the inside. We know how good Dylan Young is on restarts when he made that 3-wide move on Sean Henley and Charles Jackson for 3rd place. He's now going to dive it down. He will go to the lead. Dylan Young got himself a strong Ford. As Dougie Shear's going to come off the corner here and try and take second from Michael Norman. Oh, Norman got the ball and made contact with John Radigan. But unlike Poteet, they were all able to hang on to it. Here comes Dougie Shears to the bottom. Oh, well, it looks like the caution's out anyway. So we're going to have to race it around one more time, and Dougie Shears has the inside advantage. He will take and clear Dylan Young for the lead. Radigan now has thoughts for second. Underneath Dylan Young, then it's a battle between teammates from Penske Germain Racing, Buckeye and Dylan Young, as Young gets the wall at the line. Wow, what a run Radigan got there, and he's going to be the leader under the yellow flag. Man, did he get a run off of 4. I don't think Dougie Shears got the wall, but he may have bailed out of the throttle in order to avoid hitting the wall. Radigan punched the throttle, and he just barely beat Dougie Shears at the line. And so John Radigan is going to be the leader under our second caution of the day. Radigan trying to become the first rookie to win here in the Snickers Cup Series this season. It could happen today because that was a mighty strong power move he pulled right there. Let's take a look and see what the caution came out for. Oh, it looks like it might have been Felix Graves and Joshua Michaels back here. I don't know. I didn't see anybody on pit road. Where's William Duncan? There's Rohit Vidaravu. I failed to mention he's actually making his debut here today in Season 6. Rohit replacing Barney Ward in that 43. I guess I shouldn't say his debut, but his return, I guess, to the Snickers Cup Series is what I should say, because he is a former Snickers Cup Series driver. I am not seeing any real damage to any of these drivers, so we're going to have to jump back and take a look at quite a few replays, try and find out if we can figure out what exactly brought out this second caution of the day. Well, this incident ended up taking place, but I think it was behind the initial caution, and we're going to look back at what the caution actually did come out for, but this was also an incident that did take place. Right here, they're 3 wide, and this is actually for dead last, believe it or not. 40th, 41st, and 39th, actually, because Poteet's in 42nd after retiring. Right there, Felix Graves going to make some contact with Joshua Michaels in the 10 as the two of them went up and got the wall. Now, that did not bring out the caution flag, though. There was a spin up ahead here. And I'm almost wondering, whoever it was, if they might not have just done what Chambers did in the Mobile Cup Series race. Oh, it was Galligan. Galligan the 44. So, and this was up around just inside the top 15, too. Let's take a look here. Coming off of the corner. I don't know if he gets a little help from the 16 of Alan Tanker. Let's see. Hayden Klein gets the wall. Galligan slides into him, and no, 16 was not involved at all. Wow, look at Chambers go towards the inside retaining wall after contact from Trent Dunham. And then watch this. Wow! 16 car, so lucky he missed that. And Galligan turns it correctly and continues on. This is exactly what happened to Adam Chambers in the Mobile Cup Series race, and a great save there by Sean Galligan right in the front of the field. And a great job by everybody else to avoid it as well as we head back to the restart. Back under the green flag we will go. John Radigan is going to be the leader, and the green flag will come back out on lap 13 of 40. According to my calculations, that means we'll have a total of 27 laps to go. Nope, I'm wrong. 28 laps to go. I was close. Anyway, we're getting ready to go back under our second restart of the day. John Radigan's the leader. Dougie Shears second. Jeffrey Buckeye now has moved to third. Dylan Young, who hit the wall twice pretty doggone hard, he is currently in fourth. Fifth place, Michael Norman. The rest of the top 10 are Madison Seaver, Richard Johnson, Sean Henley, Charles Jackson, and now Trent Dunham has worked his way into the top 10. A big thing I have been thinking about here at Phoenix, and I don't know if this holds any merit or not, but the fact that these guys nailed the wall coming off of turn 4, you've got to think that's going to push the sheet metal on their quarter panels in towards the tire and cause problems with possible flat tires on the right side of their race cars. But nobody has really ever encountered that, as the green flag is back out here at Twinex. Dougie Shears looking to the bottom of the racetrack here, and I also looked back and just realized that with Dylan Poteet retiring, he did not have the opportunity to go 2 for 3 here this race weekend, because he won the Mobile Cup Series race here yesterday. As Dougie Shears now going to look to the bottom, Radigan on the extremely high line, he's going to get the wall, and he makes contact with Dylan Young, and they saved it. That time they saved it, but my goodness, that was close. And we are under the caution again. Of course we are. What would be any different? Jeffrey Buckeye now looks to the bottom of Dougie Shears. The battle between two Fords, one out of Penske Germain Racing, the other out of Roush Fenway Racing. Buckeye will clear Dougie Shears completely out of turn 4. Shears, he did get the wall. So did Radigan, though. So I think Shears may be able to hang on for second at the line. But Jeffrey Buckeye, for the first time today, is going to go out in front here. Whoa, 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 watch it, watch it. Oh, Dougie Shears, this must make him relive nightmares. Remember, he ended up running top 5 for most of the Mobile Cup Series race. Slower cars ended up costing him a shot at maybe even winning the Mobile Cup Series event. He ran into the back of somebody who was trying to catch back up to the rear of the field, but he made it through that time, as did the rest of the leaders. And that was Felix Graves and Joshua Michaels again that were trying to catch back up. Now, I don't know if they were the reason the caution came out, or if they were just had to slow up to avoid whoever it was that was wrecking. And the leaders just came up on them. We're going to find out, though. There's smoke off of turn 4. I thought I also saw some smoke coming off of turn 2 as well, but I may be incorrect in that. There are quite a few skid marks on the front straightaway, too, so that may have actually been what the caution came out for. We're going to find out in a moment as Jeffrey Buckeye leads us under the yellow. And this time it's Nick Eggleston, the 55. This is the second time that Hayden Klein has been kind of forced up into the wall. He was forced up there by Sean Galligan during our last caution, and this time by Eggleston. There's Trent Dunham. He got really loose coming off of 4. He saved it, though. And, Ralph Mason going to run into the back of Eggleston there. So there is some damage now to the hood of the Kyotech Toyota, and Ralph Mason ended up finishing 8th last week. There's McCrory. I think McCrory, we gotta look back at this and just quickly, well, first we're going to see here Henry Nova, Tim Walsh, Callum Wales, Austin play. Everybody. Cole Daly, Carson Gum, Matthew Rodriguez, William Duncan, Rohit Vidaravu, Joshua Michaels, Felix Graves. There's another car up there. I can't make out who it is. Oh my, look at that. They all started piling in, but I'm almost fairly certain that the Anthony McCurry incident may have happened due to 4 wide off of turn 4. I mean, look at this. There's McLeod, Sosnowski, Drew Austin, Anthony McCurry, and then looking to his inside to make it 4 wide, that is Tryphon Reed. And I'm pretty certain they were 4 wide coming off this corner. And it just all breaks loose there. Sosnowski and McLeod make contact, Reed and McCurry make contact, and then up into the wall they go. Sosnowski gets a good chunk of the wall. There is Drew Austin, 3rd in points, getting into the back of the 22, and we also know he gets a piece of somebody up here. He gets a piece of McCurry right there. Derek Reed did a nice job there in that 41 Nicorette Chevy getting through. And, man, Carson Gum gets hit there by Joshua Michaels. It was the 99 of Emilio Navarrete that I thought was involved, but I think he got through. And look at the carnage. From left to right, Duncan, Gum, Daly, Vidaravu, LaPlante, Nova back there, and Nick Eggleston all involved. And a few drivers, too, in this incident that were running well in the point standings, including Drew Austin, 3rd in points. Also, James McLeod, we saw him get a piece of something there. He was 7th in points. Ralph Mason, 8th in the points. And also Henry Nova was 11th in the standings. Joshua Michaels was 12th in points as well. So a lot of drivers doing really well in points really did not need this incident to happen. And what a tough break for Rohit Vidaravu coming in with the Daytona 500 winning car, Daytona 500 winning team. And he gets involved in this incident here. Looks like he will be retiring in his return back to the Snickers Cup Series. That's a tough break there for Rohit Vidaravu in that 43 team 1 week after winning the Daytona 500. Oh, we're ready to go back to green flag racing yet again. I really thought that maybe with the fact that we were getting these single file restarts now, these drivers would not be able to wreck nearly as much. Well, silly me, I was wrong. It doesn't take them long to get double wide, 3 wide, and as we saw there, even 4 wide here at Phoenix, which is a definite death sentence, but they did it anyway. Jeffrey Buckeye is the leader, though. He must love having these caution flags come out because it means he's able to lead a little bit longer under the caution flag. Behind him is Dougie Shears, John Radigan third, 4th place is Dylan Young, and Madison Seaburn now has worked her way up to 5th place. She seems to be averaging about 2 positions up each and every restart, and she's now in the top 5. Michael Norman, the pole sitter, he's now slipped to 6th. 7th is Richard Johnson. Sean Henley, he's got that damage. Remember he flipped his teammate Dylan Poteet over? He's got that damage on his nose and hood for this entire race. He still is in the top 10 in 8th place. What a great job he's doing there. Apparently that damage not really hurting him that much. The rest of the top 10, Alan Tankard and Trent Dunham, still in the 10th position as the green flag comes back out. There's a nice little look at our Dodge pace car. For those of you that were really wanting to see it. But Jeffrey Buckeye is going to be the leader. We've seen here a lot of drivers that restart in the 2nd position get good runs and make quick passes for the lead as soon as that green flag comes out, putting us back under the restart. Dougie Shears, I think, was trying to do that, but Buckeye appeared to be a little bit stronger there. That's the first time we've seen the leader actually hold his ground. And the caution flag is out as Buckeye gets the wall. Dougie Shears makes contact and they save it again. But mamma mia, that was close. Man, oh man, oh man. Both those drivers took a little bit of a trip to maybe have a nice head-to-head meeting with that inside retaining wall, but they saved it, and Dougie Shears was able to get the lead that time away from Jeffrey Buckeye. Now, what did this caution come up for? Oh man, Derek Reed, who we had just mentioned, got through that first big wreck with really good job. And oh man, I think I jinxed him. Because he is involved in this incident, whatever it was. That's a tough break for that Earnhardt Ganassi car. They've been having a tough time getting that team going. Ended up finishing last week at Daytona. I'm looking here at the points. Where did Derek Reed finish? Well, while I'm looking for that, let's see if anybody else was involved in that incident. Jump here to the back. Cole Daly's actually hit pit road. Looks like it was just a gas and go for the 88. There he is. Yeah, and Derek Reed. Oh no, Derek Reed actually did have a good finish last week. He finished 6th at Daytona. So this is definitely not what he needed, especially with the fact that he's running inside the top 10 in points coming into today's race. And there's Daly completing his service, and he is gone. Leaders Dougie Shears under caution. Let's see what happened to the 41. Well, here it was. And I think Derek Reed may have gotten himself held up behind some of those cars that were damaged earlier. Oh, there's not Wales, I'm sorry, Jake Cole in the 39. Oh, he turns the 5 of Tim Walsh. Walsh comes up into Derek Reed. There was nowhere for the 41 to go. Into the wall, and oh my goodness, second car that flips today, Derek Reed. Oh, everybody trying to avoid. Wow, Felix Graves does not know how lucky he is. Oh, Noah Hart made some contact up there with somebody. Wait, did they save that? Oh, boy, that was Navarrete, Noah Hart, Felix Graves, and Tim Walsh all bouncing into each other, and Walsh bounced up into the wall again. But my goodness, what a tough break for Derek Reed. A wild ride in the second car that flips here today at Phoenix. Getting ready to go back under the green flag again, this time on lap 24 of 40, giving us a total of 17 laps to go here today. Let's take a look at the drivers that have gone back to the garage area. We haven't looked at that list in a while, and really there are not many back there. Derek Reed has now gone back there, and he joins Rohit Vidarva and Dylan Poteet, the only other 2 retirees from today's race. So quite an unusual race at Phoenix. We have been under the caution flag more laps than we have under green flag racing. However, they've not really been incidents that have taken out a lot of drivers. So that's at least one blessing that we've had here with drivers still running on the racetrack. Only 3 out of the race as Dougie Shears gets back underway here, or gets us back underway in this event. And wow, Madison Seaburn did not get a good jump. She really was caught napping there. The gap between herself and Dylan Young opened to about 4 car lengths as soon as the green flag dropped. And now Richard Johnson going to capitalize on that mistake as he will go down to the bottom of the racetrack. So we can go into the bottom. That's what Jeffrey Buckeye did. To get the lead back from Dougie Shears, he's going to get the wall. He comes almost into Dylan Young. And he saves it. And I think, I'm not certain, but I think we just ran a green flag lap. And as soon as we ran that green flag lap, the caution immediately comes out. Good job, me. Jeffrey Buckeye, though, is going to be the leader. Radigan in his second. Dylan Young is third. Fourth place is Dougie Shears. I don't know if Richard Johnson got by Madison Sieber for fifth or not. We'll find out in just a moment as they come off of turn number 4. Oh boy, John Radigan got the wall that time. And, oh no, look who moved into fifth. It's Dougie Shears' teammate, Alan Tanker, in the 16. Look at the Ford power up here. Buckeye, Young, Shears, and Tanker. And there's black smoke on the back straightaway. Oh, Noah Hart is one of them. Aaron Williams Jr. is another. Tryfon Reed in the 13 is yet another. Tim Walsh may have been involved. Mary Cole's got damage. James McLeod and Danny Wells, they are involved as well. This was a big, big wreck. And, whoop, they're backing into each other here. This isn't Daytona, guys. This is Phoenix. But that's some big, big names are involved right there. There is Danny Wells' machine. Finished 18th last week at Daytona. James McLeod finished 7th. Came in 7th today in this race. Aaron Williams Jr., he's on pit road. I think he may be retiring. There's black smoke coming underneath the Exala, I don't know how you pronounce that thing. Chevrolet. He was 25th last week at Daytona. Noah Hart, I saw smoking. I think he's already gone back to the garage area. Noah ended up finishing 19th last week at Daytona. That's quite a few drivers that actually had really good runs last week, came in running really well in points that are involved in this one. So we'll take a look back at a replay. This looks like it was probably, out of all of the cautions we've had today, probably the hardest hitting one as far as the damage factor involved. So we take a look and see what happened. We are nearing less than 10 laps to go. Well, I wasn't sure, but I thought I saw a little bit of damage to the 29 Jimmy John Chevrolet of Adam Chambers as well, and he's actually the one that starts this wreck, as he's going to slide off of turn 4, literally. Makes some contact there with Sean Henley, and around he goes, right in front of a lot of guys who are running really well. Aaron Williams Jr., Stephen Pollard III, there's Tryfon Reed, Nick Eggleston's going to be able to somehow get through there. Oh man, that 24 car took a hard lick. Now watch the 13, I don't know what he was thinking. He turns back up into traffic right in front of McLeod, and he gets punted, literally, a football punt. And Danny Wells, absolutely nowhere for him to go either. And then watch the 47 on the right side of your screen. Oh, just tags the Geico Ford. And James McLeod went flipping. Look at the 51, second Twinex racing car to flip today. And this one's not even just a flip. This is a barrel roll, end over end, side over side. Look out, Joshua Michaels. Oh, thank heavens, the 51's momentum was killed right there. My goodness. And I think McLeod and the 13 of Tryfon Reed, they're going to have some words after this. Because I'm not exactly sure why Tryfon Reed brought his car right back up into traffic. That was a rather stupid thing to do. And there is Noah Hart. Boy, a lot of hard licks here taken. Tryfon Reed, Noah Hart, Aaron Williams Jr., Stephen Pollard III, as well as the flipping James McLeod, all involved in this one. And that was definitely, I think we can safely say, the bigger wreck of the day that we have had so far, and it's taken out quite a few big names here at Phoenix. We're getting ready to go back to green flag racing. When we get the green flag, it'll be lap 30 of 40. Due to the fact that this is lap 29, which would mean that there are a total of 12 laps to go, we still do not have single file restart, which means we actually, for the first time today, have lap cars on the inside line. Cole Daly and Danny Wells are both going to be lined up one lap down. Drivers that are out after the incident that just took place are as follows. They are Aaron Williams Jr., James McLeod, Tryfon Reed, Noah Hart, and Matthew Rodriguez has also gone back behind the wall. Not a great finish for him, especially after he finished dead last week at the Daytona 500. Jeffrey Buckeye going to get us underway. Let's quickly give you the top 5. It's Buckeye. Then it's John Radigan, Dylan Young, Dougie Shears, and Alan Tanker. Penske Germain Racing, 2 cars in the top 5. Same deal for Roush Fenway Racing, only separated by the Stewart-Haas Racing Chevrolet of John Radigan, who's going to go 3 wide underneath Cole Daly. Oh boy, that was a close call. Buckeye trying to hang tough there on the high line, though. Daly is up to speed, apparently. Well, maybe not. Well, I guess he is. He's trying to get to the inside line of the 12, and the 12 may get the wall of the corner. Oh, no, Cole Daly. Smart move. He's going to go down to pit road. Everybody gets the wall off that corner. And there goes Trent. And there goes Sean. Right in front of the field. Oh, man, Sosnowski is in it. Pollard. Emilio Navrat's in it. You had to know that was going to happen. Michael Norman may have gotten involved. Jake Cole's involved. Silver Fox may have gotten a piece of it. Oh my goodness. The wrecks just get bigger and bigger as we go. Felix Graves is involved as well. There is the Henley machine, who I said it managed to stay inside the top 10 all day long. Looks like that's come to an end. Trent was actually able to save it. He's still running in 9th place as the Sega Chevrolet. Great job by him. Whoa! Not these slow cars again. Buckeye's in a hornet's nest. So everybody's trying to get around him there. There's Jake Cole. What a tough break for him. He is smoking. His day undoubtedly is done, as all these other cars are going to go around. Jeffrey Buckeye get themselves back on the tail end of the lead lap. Oh, look out! Oh, what in the world happened right there? Who in the world is that? Cole Daly, Kyle Sosnowski, and Henry Nova. What in the world did they do? I don't know, but whatever it was, it obviously did not have good results. Oh, Emilio Navrat sits on pit road in the 99. That's not good for Subway. Sponsoring this race in that car. I'm sure they wanted their car to win. But the caution is out again. And as I said before, as this race progresses further and further, the wrecks get worse and worse, and this was probably our worst one, as we're going to take a look at a replay of it. Jeffrey Buckeye continues to lead here at Phoenix. Well, let's see what exactly happened here. This was just inside and just outside the top 10. Madison Sieber, Michael Norman, Trent Dunham, they're 3 wide. I think Henley may have made it 4 wide coming off that corner. And the contact, where's it going to begin? Oh, Trent going to clip Michael Norman, come up, get clipped by Madison Sieber. Norman comes down, clips Sean Henley. And that's how this whole thing's going to ensue. And, boy, the pole sitter, Michael Norman, involved here. Oh, man, gets a little clip there from Sean Galligan, flips him the wrong direction. Look at, oh, man, look at Drew Austin. Full speed, just barely squeaks between the inside wall and Michael Norman and Sean Henley. Jake Cole tried following him through, couldn't do it. Oh, man. 22 flying up in the air. Silver Fox was involved in that. Michaels, his teammate there. William Duncan, Austin LaPlante. And look at Henry Nova on the left side of your screen. Never slowing down. T-bones the 6. And my goodness, there's Stephen Pollard, the 3rd in the 98. A lot of lucky drivers getting through here, but a lot of drivers getting some hard hits too. Nobody barrel rolled this time, however. Sean Henley's pretty glad about that, I'm sure, with the fact that 2 of his teammates have barrel rolled here today at Phoenix. And now we're going to jump ahead and find out what exactly happened after the caution flag had waved. Something happened. Cole Daly, oh, so Cole Daly didn't even pit. He just went down pit road to let the leaders on by. Oh, I have a feeling this is going to have something to do with that 39 of Jake Cole. These guys were trying to get by the leaders. And what in the world? Oh, he just runs straight into the back of Sosnowski. It's the second time the 22 was lifted off the ground in like the last 5 minutes. And Henry Nova, nowhere to go, runs straight into the back of him. And oh my goodness, do you know how lucky Buckeye is? The leader nearly got himself involved in that. Wow-wee, that was close. And the caution waves one more time here at Phoenix for 2 different incidents taking place here. And again, more drivers heading back to the garage area as we get ready to finish off today's event. Well, not too long ago I said we were pretty lucky to have only 3 drivers back in the garage area. This was actually turned out to be a pretty good race of drivers being able to continue on. Well, me and my big mouth. This is the list of drivers that we currently have back in the garage area as we will get ready to take the green flag with 5 laps to go. The official count of drivers behind the wall are as follows: Sean Henley, Felix Graves, Kyle Sosnowski, Jake Cole, Emilio Navarrete, also Cole Daly, Aaron Williams Jr., James McLeod, Tryfon Reed, Noah Hart, Matthew Rodriguez, Derek Reed, Dylan Poteet, and Rohit Vedarvo. 3 cars have also flipped over here at Phoenix, which is very, very rare. They're Dylan Poteet, James McLeod, the 2 drivers from Twinex Racing, as well as Derek Reed in the 41. Top 5 as we get ready to go back to green are as follows. It is Penske Germain Racing Ford Jeffrey Buckeye, then John Radigan, then Dylan Young, and then the 2 teammates from Roush Fenway Racing, Dougie Shears and Alan Tanker. As we get ready to go back under green, here we go! 5 laps to go. I don't know if we'd end up being able to go back to green if we got a quick caution, but we will find out. Hopefully they can keep this thing together for 5 laps, but based on what we've had all day long, I don't really see that happening. We can only cross our fingers and pray as Buckeye pulls away by about 5-car length over John Radigan. Dylan Young right behind him, Dougie Shears there in 4th, and Tanker currently in 5th. The top 5 are all single file. Coming off the corner, Buckeye gets the wall, Radigan gets the wall, but they both get the wall, so it helps Buckeye. And now here comes Dylan Young to the inside. That's for 2nd. Help from Dougie Shears. Are we still green? Please say we are. No, we are not. We're under the caution. Race is over. Dylan Young just took 2nd place away from John Radigan. That'd be Penske 1-2, but here comes Dougie Shears to the inside. Meanwhile, though, Jeffrey Buckeye comes out of turn 4. This race will end under caution. Buckeye is going to win his first Snickers Cup Series event of his career. He wins today in the Subway Fresh Fit 500. There is no possible way that we would be able to get back to green flag racing with 3 laps to go. And so it will be officially Jeffrey Buckeye winning this race, and there's black smoke up ahead. Again, another driver has blown up, and this driver is, it's Tim Walsh. Boy, it's been a tough day for Hendrick Motorsports. 3 of the 4 cars had retired already: Aaron Williams Jr., Cole Daly, and Matthew Rodriguez, and Tim Walsh is going to make it 4. Every one of the Hendrick cars is going to DNF from today's race. That is a tough, tough break. Carson Gum sits on pit road as well. I don't know if it was just those 2 that were involved or not. Signal of 2 to go has just been shown to the Reese's Ford of Jeffrey Buckeye. We're going to quickly jump back and take a look at a replay of what puts under the caution for the final time today, and then we'll come back for the final lap. Well, here it was, coming off turn 4. Carson Gum going to get the wall this time, and then goes off the nose of Mary Cole. Now, Carson was not able to hold up. He goes down. Driver's side of his race car is going to hit that inside retaining wall, and then he's going to slide right back up into traffic. Oh, Charles Jackson got spun out, and Hayden Klein up ahead. We're going to have to see what happened to those 2 in just a moment. But take a look at this hit right here. Joshua Michaels gets into him, but then here comes Tim Walsh, and there's the big hit. And we started this race with a car flipping. We're going to end this race with a car flipping. 4th car to go onto its roof today. And that one today, this final one being Carson Gum, but I'm going to jump here to the 27 real quick. Charles Jackson was actually up inside the top 10 for a majority of this beginning of this race. Oh, I guess that's a little bit of deja vu. Hayden Klein twice got squeezed up into the wall off turn 4. This time he does the squeezing, and he's going to squeeze Charles Jackson into the outside retaining wall. Coming off the final corner there's the contact, and up into the wall they go. And they do it right in front of 3rd in points and the rookie points leader, Drew Austin. Man. Austin trying to slow up. Is he going to make... I think he gives the 27 a little shove right there. But that little bump, I don't think it'll hurt the 9. He's going to go by. So does McCreary. So does Stephen Pollard the 3rd. There goes the 29 of Adam Chambers. Danny Wells, I don't know if he got a little piece of Charles Jackson or not. He may have helped spin the 20 car around, but he does get a little piece of his teammate, though, Hayden Klein. And then we have that whole incident behind. Oh, whoa, Charles Jackson gets punted a little bit there by the Irwin Industrial Tools Ford of William Duncan and Austin LaPlante sideways back there, too. So I guess this was more than just a little incident. And there you see coming into view the flipping Carson Gum machine after he got nailed by the Tim Walsh car. How ironic. Tim Walsh drove that 56 to 2 victories last season. He just clobbered it here on the front straightaway. Anyway, we're going back now for the white flag and the checkered flag in just a moment. White flag just displayed for Jeffrey Buckeye. And man, they were close to almost having a Penske Germain 1-2 finish there with Jeffrey Buckeye and Dylan Young, but Dougie Shears was able to get Dylan Young at the line. He will finish today in second place. Dylan Young, who we now have found out is going to be the official points leader heading into next week at Las Vegas, after finishing second last week at Daytona, third here this week at Phoenix. He will finish third place. How about Trent Dunham? What a great run for that car today. I don't really see any damage to that car at all. I think he stayed out of trouble all day long. That's a great run for Trent in fourth. And Alan Tanker, he's going to hold on for fifth. So 2 cars from Penske Germain Racing finish in the top 5. 2 cars from Roush Fenway Racing finish in the top 5. How about Richard Johnson? Top 10 last week, gets top 10 this week in 6th. Madison Siebert gets 7th. John Citadino, the champ, may be back after hardship at Daytona. He'll get a top 10 in 8th today. 9th place is going to be Sean Galligan, who we know had his problems earlier on. And the pole sitter, Michael Norman, he'll hold on for 10th. As they come down here to the stripe, checkered flag is in the air, and Jeffrey Buckeye wins at Phoenix in the Subway Fresh Fit 500, his first career Snickers Cup Series victory. Probably aside from Dylan Young, Jeffrey Buckeye has the most experience with this team, ran half the season in the 22 last season. And he's going to go to victory lane here today, so pretty good day all in all. In some quarters of the Penske Germain Racing camp, with Buckeye winning his first career race and Dylan Young taking over the points lead. We basically showed you the top 10, so we're not even going to show you the list as we normally do at the end of the videos, but once again, congratulations to Jeffrey Buckeye on his victory here today. Truly a rather dominating performance in the second half of this race. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, become a part of the crew today. Remember, this is the last NNR 2003 video that will be coming out until after August 30th, because next week, Monday through Friday, it is NNSCRA Gaming Week, where a whole bunch of gaming videos will be coming out. Hope you'll be tuning in for all of those, and if you want to participate in some, we'll try and see if we can do that. So, here comes your official finisher results, overall point standings, rookie points, and everything else heading into Las Vegas next week for Trucks, Mobile, and Snickers Cup Series action, as you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing at its best.